This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Because of all the reporting that has been coming out in the wake of the January 6th insurrection, reporting by journalists, books being written, but also through some investigative methods, the Congress, the FBI, reams of hundreds of hours of video that's been analyzed by the Washington Post and the New York Times, all kinds of ways. We're learning all kinds of new stuff. This is reporting that I think is very interesting, I think very important. I think you would like to know about it. Reading from the Salon article that Trump's defense in jeopardy, remember his defense of, well, I guess I'm going to half-ass read the headline. I'm going to cut it in the middle. Remember that Donald Trump's entire defense right now is that the documents related to the White House activities, call logs, conversations, contacts, strategy meetings, related to what took place in the White House while he was still president, is protected, he believes, he claims, under executive privilege, even though an ex-president, in his case, does not wield the power of executive privilege, cannot assert executive privilege, because executive privilege does not come with the power of a man, of an occupant of the White House. It is the office itself that possesses executive privilege. So only a current sitting member of the office, the occupant of the office, can assert executive privilege. And Joe Biden, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., I think he's a junior, right? He has chosen not to extend executive privilege for a whole bunch of documents related to January 6th and the Trump administration. He has chosen to because he won the election. He is president of the United States. And it seems that even if it is not the case, but even if Donald Trump had executive privilege, that wouldn't be an excuse because his campaign, I'm burying the lead, I'm just blowing it here by not reading the article, just telling you what it's about. His campaign paid over $200,000 for the command center operation, an insurrection command center at the Willard Hotel that was run by Rudy Giuliani, Bernie Kerik, the disgraced former NYPD police commissioner, and Steve Bannon. The campaign paid for it. So it's not the official work of the White House. It's not the official work of the United States government. It was Donald Trump's campaign, and now we're learning just how intimately involved they were in the operation, the execution, the orchestration of the insurrection. Now I guess I'll read the headline. Trump's defense in jeopardy after Fox News's Judge Jeanine arranged command center campaign payments. Executive privilege typically does not cover campaign activities. When former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani and ex-New York City Police Chief Bernie Kerik found themselves out thousands of dollars on hotel rooms and travel costs for their efforts to overturn Donald Trump's election loss, one person came to their rescue. Fox News host Jeanine Pirro. The longtime cable news staple arranged for the Trump campaign to reimburse Kerik and Giuliani payments that may jeopardize the former president's claim to executive privilege, according to a new report in the Washington Post. In all, more than $225,000 in campaign cash went to both men, including close to $50,000 for suites at the Willard Hotel in Washington, D.C., which Trump's inner circle took to calling, quote unquote, the command center, according to previous reports. Now, remember, again, I want to keep reinforcing this because I don't hear anybody saying it other than my stupid face. It seems odd to me that these people who were tripping all over themselves to spend money at Trump properties, to eat dinner there, to have rooms there, to conduct business there at the Trump Hotel, they chose the Willard Hotel, I believe, to lend plausible deniability to Donald Trump that he had anything to do with the insurrection. Because if their command center is at the Trump International Hotel, it's harder to deny, I didn't have anything to do with that. And it seems to me that that is why they chose the Willard. It's also just about equally close to the White House, so that they can't say, well, it was close to the White House. Before Pirro intervened, the Post reports that both men became increasingly concerned that Trump might stiff them, because Trump is fond of not paying his bills. Trump is fond of not paying his lawyers, which is why he's got the ding-dong representation that he's got now, a conspiracy theorist who has defended Mike Flynn alongside Sidney Powell. He's no towering legal mind. How do I know I'm going to get my money back? Kerik told the paper he thought at the time. Pirro, who remains a favorite of the ex-president after years of watching the conservative network, was able to secure the payments by calling Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel, who suggested that Kerik and Giuliani get the campaign to cover their expenses. It's one more reason why we should distrust Fox News, that their people they're not anchors. They're not news people. They are political operatives who have the Republican National Committee on speed dial, who have Donald Trump on speed dial. The Fox News host denied through a Fox News spokesperson that she acted on behalf of Giuliani or Kerik. But experts say the payments imperil Trump's assertion of executive privilege in withholding hundreds of command center documents from the House Select Committee investigating the attempted January 6th Capitol insurrection, a defense which typically does not apply to campaign activity. And here's a quote from a Bush-era lawyer, another just not good person. And this is a conservative saying this, John Yoo. If he acts as president, he gets these things we talk about. No, he doesn't. It's up to Joe Biden, John Yoo, and you know that. Executive privilege and immunity, said Attorney John Yoo, who served in the George W. Bush Justice Department as legal counsel. But if he's acting as a candidate, he's deprived of all those protections. So if it's a campaign expense, then he's acting as a candidate. Richard Ben-Venisti, a former Watergate prosecutor, agreed with that assessment, calling Trump's defense wildly broad. This further undermines a wildly broad assertion of executive privilege, Ben-Venisti told the Post. Executive privilege is typically limited to the protections of communications involving a president's official duties, not to those relating to personal or political campaign matters. And that is exactly what we found. This was not in the course of Donald Trump's duties as president of the United States, duties to which he was derelict anyway. This was an attempt by an individual to maintain power. Illegal, disgusting, disqualifying for future office. And just because he avoided impeachment and removal and a vote to preclude him from running for office again because of bootlicking Republicans doesn't mean he wasn't guilty. And we're getting to the bottom of it. More and more and more is coming out. He's donezo. We'll see. I'd love to know what you think. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. I would love to hear from you. You can follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore everywhere. And if I bring you a little bit of value, whether that be a smile or information, please consider it, supporting my work, helping produce my work here on the platform. For $1.99 a month, you can help support what I do. Click the join button below the video, become a channel member, or go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt which is also something you subscribe to, my podcast. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.